Hey everyone, hope you're well. My name is Steph. Welcome to the Stable Studio. Welcome to my channel. At the minute, I'm recording an album of music from a library, from a music library. So basically, music that will be for hopefully used on TV, advertisements, documentaries, whatever. And this album is a funky album. It's sort of funk, but it's got some sort of 70s rock kind of elements to it. So the publisher sort of said, well, I want it kind of a bit classic funk, but also some 70s rock kind of stuff. So these are albums that I do all the time. The last one I did was an adrenaline style rock thing. The one before that was like an advertising indie, folk indie thing. So I do one album a month, and this month it's funk. So that's what we're doing. So I've tracked some drums and some bass and some clean guitars already. I've got a shaker going on as well. And I use the Strat and a Telly to do the clean guitars. I'm using the Bogner Shiva for this job, for this album, on the clean channel, which is like a Fender sort of high headroom sort of clean channel, sort of Fender twin style, I suppose, because it's an 80 watt amp, so that's not breaking up any time soon. That clean channel isn't. The overdrive channel is a Marshall kind of hot rodded Marshall kind of thing, but I'm using the clean channel for this, and I'm using the Strat, so the Haas Strat, which is on one of the other clean guitars, is the Haas Strat as well. And this is an alder body with a roasted maple neck. It's got amber pickups, I think. That's what Har put in it. It sounds great. And what else am I using? Oh yeah, on the board I've got a Universal Audio Effects 1176 compressor, which is a new compressor to me. Sounding great. I've got that on for a bit of squish for the funky stuff, but I've left it on for this 70s rock bit as well, including a BB preamp, an exotic BB preamp as well. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, I'll try and remember it all. Bogner Shiva's running through the aux box on like a vintage 30s kind of thing. So that's going into Logic via a mic preamp, which is an Audient ASP800 for anybody that cares. It's an audio signal path in it, but it's a preamp that is new to me as well, with a recent studio update. But yeah, sounds cool. So guitar with the BB preamp as well sounds like this. So sounds okay. So I'm going to try with this track to add a little bit of 70s rockness. It's not a word, is it? But it is now, to this track. So let's shove my cans on. So it's, yeah, that's on. Right. Okay. This is the track. So at the end of each section, I've got that ba 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 kind of thing going on with the snare drum, which I added in to try and to break up a little bit with library music and music for like film, TV. Well, not so much film, but TV advertisement, that kind of thing. It needs to move pretty quickly, so it needs to change quite often. So I'm basing this on a bit of a 12 bar thing in C, but actually I've cut it short. I thought an entire 12 bar would just be too long. It needs to change up. So every kind of, well, 4 bars really, something different needs to happen. So it's got to change fairly frequently throughout the piece. So I've shortened the sections. You've got these little drum fills, and then it's going to change to a different section, and it's going to do that all the way through. So I'm not quite sure yet what to do with the this part, but we'll see. Let's have a go. So just highlighting those bits, I think, for now. See what it sounded like. I think I could probably be a bit more aggressive with it, maybe. A bit more rock. But actually play it better than that. Okay, so the next section, we'll leave that there for now. Goes, and it's like a harmonized part. So I think I'll go up an octave. There it is. Yeah, kind of works. So then we're back to the groove again, but it's built a little bit this time. So I'm going to build it a bit more. So maybe something more like that. Actually, that's the same as the other guitar's doing. So maybe there. Let's do that. Hang on. I'll knock the pickup selector. There's some open stringness in there. There's another word I made up. Open stringness. So you can hear it's kind of like a 12-bar thing, but I've cut it short so that it doesn't go to the 5 and then back to the 4 and then back to the 1. Because if not, each section of the song would just be too long and I'd be getting my wrist slapped a little bit. Well, not wrist slap. I'd be being told by the publisher, yeah, it needs to change more often. It needs to, build quicker. So, and I know funk music kind of doesn't do that, does it? As a general rule, funk is a groove that's quite often consistent through the song and doesn't change much, especially if you listen to like James Brown stuff. You've got that kind of for most of the song until it probably goes to a bridge somewhere, but that's it. So I've got to make sure it changes quicker than that. Okay. I remember that. Okay, so I did a lower octave. We'll go down to drop D for this bit. Let's just check the tuning on that. Oh, it's okay. It's a little bit slinky dinky. There's it. Yeah, it needs to be an A flat, doesn't it? Okay, let's go. Cool. Kind of went okay, I think. That's fine. Let's tune the E string back up. Cool. Next section then. Let's go. Eventually this will have some keys on it, some brass as well. So it's not just going to be guitars, but there'll be some other stuff filling the other space. Certainly probably some organ in the background, and then some little brass stabs on the da da da, probably just on those bits. Okay, so what we've got now? That bit again. Okay. Yeah. Then we're into the last section of the song. It's only 2 minutes long, and most library pieces are 2 to 2.5 minutes. They don't really want them much longer than that. When you do a full album of these, you know, all of the tracks are between 2 and 2.5 minutes. But then you do a full mix, and then you have to do a 1 minute mix, or a 60-second mix, should I call it? 1 minute in it, but 60-second mix, 30-second mix, 15-second mix. So they're all cut down versions, which maybe I'll do a video on at some point on all that stuff. But I'm always making sure that sections are clearly defined with like drums and guitars, because it's easier later than when I have to cut it and edit it so that it's now a minute long or now 30 seconds long, which still has to have an intro and an ending, even at 15 seconds, which can be quite tricky sometimes to edit and make sure it works. Okay, anyway, last section is double length. It's the only part of the track I can get away with it being double length. So let's see what I can do on here. So I might just give it a bit more rhythm actually. But in time would be even better. That one was what I meant to do. I don't know whether that's too early to do that much strumming. I think I'll do that bit the first time round. Okay. Didn't work. One more time. One more. I can do it better than that. And then the last section. Let's get funky. Again, in time. Too much. There's too many guitars doing the same thing. Can't have too many guitars doing the same thing. Oh! One note right at the end that weren't great. Always the way. Let's have one more go at that section. There it is. So, I'm not sure if I've succeeded in making that a little bit 70s rock around the edges with a little bit of distorted guitar and some riffs and stuff. Remains to be seen, doesn't it? I'll send it to the publisher. I'll email it over, and then they'll get back to me and say, absolutely not. And that happens all the time. I sent the track a little while ago. He got back and went, change that, and that, and then resend it, which happens all the time. So it's difficult, and I find, well, increasingly difficult to try and hear what's in someone else's head, you know? So you kind of just have to do something and then wait for the reaction and then change it and then resend it. And then usually the second time it's there, because after the first time I've sent it, it'll come back. I'll do what I'm asked to do to fix it. I'll send it back, and it's, if not there, it's pretty close by the second time round, because you get the idea of what they want then when they hear what you've done. So it can be tricky. But anyway, so there's one track well on the way for this funk album, and maybe I'll do a few more of these. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day.